Virender Sehwag makes big statement on Pakistan Pacers bowling action. Frankfurt wins Europa League title after shootout win against Rangers. Those were the headlines. We'll take a short commercial break and we'll be back with the COVID-19 updates and the local stories for the day. Stay tuned.
Oman's largest online supermarket now has no minimum order limit. From grocery to household items, Rafiq has everything that you want. Enjoy worry-free shopping with over 8,000 products to choose from and get it delivered straight to your doorstep. Rafiq, you order, we deliver.
Welcome back now for the COVID-19 updates for the day. 0 new COVID-19 related deaths have been registered in the Sultanate. The total number of deaths remain at 4,260. Meanwhile, 13 new cases of coronavirus were registered, which brings the total number of positive COVID-19 cases in the Sultanate to 389,473. And now for the local stories. Yesterday, Tejarah Talks took place and TTV was there to cover the event. Coming up are the details. Oman news agencies are the following in a statement. With a total investment of $89 million, the Salalah Free Zone signs 2 use-effect agreements to establish a plant for the production of petrochemical products and a workshop for the maintenance and repair of containers. The Royal Air Force of Oman has conducted a medical evacuation for a citizen who was suffering from a critical health condition. She was transferred from Musandam Governorate to Muscat Governorate. One of the helicopters of the Royal Air Force of Oman carried out a medical evacuation of a female citizen whose critical health condition required her to be transferred from Khasab Hospital in the Musandam Governorate to the Royal Hospital in the Governorate of Muscat to receive the necessary specialized treatment, the Ministry of Defence said in a statement. With that, we'll take a short break and we'll be back with the international and sports stories. Stay tuned.
Oman's largest online supermarket now has no minimum order limit. From grocery to household items, Rafiq has everything that you want. Enjoy worry-free shopping with over 8,000 products to choose from and get it delivered straight to your doorstep. Rafiq, you order, we deliver.
Welcome back to Midday Update. Now for the international stories. Health officials in Portugal said on Wednesday there were 5 confirmed cases of monkeypox in young men, and authorities in the US state of Massachusetts said a case had been detected there in a man who had recently traveled to Canada. Another 15 suspected cases in the area around the Portuguese capital, Lisbon, were also being investigated, Portugal's General Directorate for Health said. Britain and Spain have also been looking into suspected cases of the viral infection, marking an unusual outbreak in Europe of a disease typically only found in Africa. Monkeypox is a viral infection that is similar to smallpox but milder. Its symptoms include fever and a distinctive bumpy rash that normally starts on the face and then moves to other parts of the body. Most people recover from monkeypox within several weeks. Transmission is typically through close contact with infected animals or people, though the latter is less common. In 1980, smallpox was eradicated by vaccination and the jab has been phased out. But it also protects against monkeypox, hence pulling back the vaccination campaigns might have contributed to the spread of monkeypox cases. The Pakistani rupee dropped to a new historic low in the interbank market amid increasing political pressure on the government to announce an early election. The local currency was traded at Pakistani rupee 200 against the greenback during intraday trade on Thursday. On Thursday, the Pakistani rupee closed at 198.39, but currency surpassed the startling milestone of 200 within the first few hours of trading today. This comes as there is increasing uncertainty over the revival of the International Monetary Fund loan program. Against this backdrop, Pakistan Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif convened an important meeting on the economic situation to discuss issues related to preventing the currency from devaluing. US President Joe Biden on Wednesday invoked the Defense Production Act to ramp up the production of infant formula in the wake of growing safety concerns over quality of infant foods following death of 2 babies and subsequent shortage caused by supply chain bottlenecks. This emergency action was invoked after a major plant baby formula maker Abbott Nutrition came under the scanner this year after the regulatory authorities began probing 4 bacterial infections among infants who consumed powdered formula from the plant. After the deaths of 2 babies, the company was forced to halt production in February and recall several brands of powdered formula, squeezing supplies that had already been tightened by supply chain disruptions during COVID-19. Earlier this week, FDA and Abbott agreed on the next steps to reopen Abbott's facility in Sturgis, Michigan, which was closed due to concerns about bacterial contamination after 4 infants fell ill. FDA also announced the guidance that will allow major formula manufacturers to safely import formula that is not currently being produced for the US market. The Biden administration also said it remains in close touch with manufacturers and retailers to identify transportation and logistical needs to increase the amount and speed of FDA-approved formula being shipped into the country. And now for the sports stories. The India opener Virender Sehwag has called out Shoaib Akhtar's bowling actions, saying that the pacer used to jerk his elbow and knew he was chucking too. Sehwag also said it was easy for him to read Brett Lee's ball because his hand came down straight. However, he could never read Akhtar's ball because he could never guess where the hand and ball would come from. Speaking at the 3rd episode of Home of Heroes on Sports 18, Sehwag said, Shoaib knows he used to jerk his elbow. He knew he was chucking too. Why would ICC ban him otherwise? Brett Lee's hand came down straight, so it was easy to pick the ball. But with Shoaib, you could never guess where the hand and the ball will come from, he added. I never feared facing Brett Lee, but with Shoaib, I could not trust what he would do if I hit him twice to the fence. Maybe a beamer or a toe-crushing yorker, admits Sehwag. Sehwag enjoyed facing Shoaib and his team in tests, averaging over 90 with a century, 2 double tons and a triple. His audacious stroke play was a breath of fresh air Test cricket needed. Instead of going through the grind for big scores, Sehwag backed his method behind the madness. Sachin Tendulkar, Rahul Dravid, VVS Lakshman, Saurav Ganguly all would score their centuries playing 150 to 200 balls. If I scored hundreds at the same rate, no one would remember me. I had to score runs faster than him to create my identity, says Sehwag. Sehwag also reveals that milestones never stopped him from taking his foot off the pedal. I always thought if I stayed till the end of the day, I should score 250 runs. And in that process, I obviously would have to cross 100, 150, 200 and so on, says Sehwag. So there was no pressure in hitting a ball to or over the fence in the 90s because the goal was not to stop at 100, he added. Eintracht Frankfurt beat Rangers 5-4 in a penalty shootout to lift the UEFA Europe League title after 120 minutes ended 1-1 between the two sides in the Sanchez-Pizjuan Stadium. Rangers' Aaron Ramsey, who had been brought on specially for the shootout, missed the seventh penalty, and Frankfurt's Rafael Santos Borré drilled the last penalty into the corner to decide the title. The game took place after a boiling hot day in Seville, which saw an estimated 120,000 fans from both sides and ugly incidents among the supporters with chairs and bottles thrown. Rangers took the lead in the 56th minute when Tuta slipped to collect a back header, allowing Joe Aribo to burst through and score with a low shot into the bottom corner. The jubilation of the Scottish fans lasted 13 minutes before Santos Borré drifted between two defenders to equalize with a near-post header, just moments after Daichi Kamada had fired over with just McGregor to beat. Eintracht went looking for a winning goal with Jens Petter Hag firing just over following a pullback before Filip Kostic's cross to the far post failed to find a final touch, with McGregor struggling to make up his ground. Extra time saw the game become increasingly stretched as the heat and the tension began to take its toll on the players. The second period of extra time with Borna Barisic firing straight at Kevin Trapp, while Aston Juristic dragged a shot wide of McGregor's far post before Rangers brought Ramsey on for the impending penalties. The shootout nearly wasn't needed as Ken saw Trapp make a great save when he looked certain to net the winner for Rangers, and Davis's follow-up was deflected wide at the last moment. Those are a few of the local, international and sports stories for the day. For more updates, stay tuned and keep watching TTV.
You've just heard the live feed from the TTV studios on